They called themselves the Reapers. To most people, they were outlaws. Leather jackets, roaring Harleys, and bad reputations that stretched across 3 states. But to the ones who truly knew them, they were something else entirely. Beneath the smoke, the beer, and the chrome, they had a rule. We protect our own, and the ones nobody else will. And that rule would lead them straight into the darkest chapter of their lives. It began one humid night in August. The club's vice president, Ryder Wolf Hayes, was riding home along Highway 12 when he spotted something strange. A broken-down white van on the side of the road. No hazard lights, no movement, just quiet. He slowed down, his instincts kicking in. Something didn't feel right. As he rode past, he caught a glimpse through the back window. A flicker of movement. A hand, small, trembling, and bound with tape. Wolf's gut twisted. He slammed the brakes, his bike screeching to a stop in the dirt. He turned back, but before he could reach the van, it roared to life and sped off into the night. By the time he caught up, the van was gone. But Wolf wasn't one to let things go. The next morning, he brought it up to Reaper's Hollow, the gang's clubhouse, a repurposed auto garage in the outskirts of Baton Rouge. The others laughed at first. "Bro, maybe you were drunk," one said. "Could have been a junkie sleeping in the back," another shrugged. But their leader, Duke, didn't laugh. Duke was an ex-Marine, quiet, hard-eyed, with a voice that could silence a room. He'd seen evil before, and he believed Wolf. "All right," Duke said finally. "If someone's moving people through our town, we'll find out." The Reapers began to dig. They started with the van, old rusted Ford, Louisiana plates. Wolf and Sparks, their tech guy, ran the plates and came up empty. Fake registration, no address. But a week later, Lucky, their youngest member, overheard something in a dive bar. A man bragging about moving girls down south. Lucky followed him outside and tailed him to an old truck depot off Route 47, a warehouse that had been shut down years ago. When he came back to tell the others, Duke's face went pale. That depot was less than 5 miles from the orphanage where Duke's sister used to volunteer. That night, the Reapers rode out. 7 men, 7 engines cutting through the dark like thunder. They parked in silence, cutting their lights a few blocks away. Through a set of binoculars, Wolf spotted guards, armed, pacing, and behind the warehouse windows, silhouettes, small ones. It wasn't a smuggling ring, it was a trafficking operation, and the Reapers had just found hell's back door. They could have gone to the police, but in their world, the cops didn't care much about men like them. They were criminals after all. Ex-cons, brawlers, dropouts. Besides, they'd seen what happened when the law got involved. It always came too late. Duke made the call. "We don't wait," he said. "We end this." Over the next few days, they planned. Wolf scouted the warehouse from every angle. Sparks hacked into nearby traffic cams, tracking the van's movements. Lucky got blueprints of the depot, and Duke gathered weapons. On the night of the takedown, they moved like ghosts. No roaring engines, no headlights, just silence. Sparks cut the power. Lucky jammed the cell tower, and Wolf and Duke led the charge through the back entrance. Inside, chaos erupted. Men shouted in foreign tongues. Shots rang out. Metal doors slammed. Wolf tackled one guard and disarmed him, slamming his head into the concrete. Another came swinging with a crowbar. Duke put him down with a single punch. And then, they found them. Dozens of girls, some barely teenagers, huddled in cages like animals. Wolf froze. His heart broke and burned all at once. He dropped his gun and started tearing at the locks with his bare hands. By dawn, it was over. 4 traffickers were unconscious. 2 were dead. The rest had fled into the swamp. The Reapers gathered the girls and drove them to a safe house run by an old nun Duke knew from his Marine days. They didn't say a word about what had happened. No cops, no reporters, no glory, just silence and freedom. But fate has a cruel sense of irony. 2 days later, the news broke. Police raid human trafficking hub near Baton Rouge. 24 victims rescued. Wolf stared at the TV in disbelief. The police had found the depot after receiving an anonymous tip. Except, it wasn't anonymous. It was from Duke. He had called it in, after making sure every trace of the Reapers was gone. But not everyone in the gang agreed. Lucky, the youngest, couldn't let it go. "We did the work, man," he said. "They get the credit, we get nothing." Duke's voice was quiet. "You think this was about credit?" He leaned forward, eyes hard. "If you want fame, go rob a bank. But if you want justice, you stay in the shadows." Lucky didn't understand then, but years later, when he had a daughter of his own, he did. The Reapers went back to life as usual, riding, fixing bikes, drinking. But something in them had changed. They'd seen what the world could do to the innocent and what men like them could do to stop it. Wolf never forgot the faces of those girls. He still carried a bracelet one of them had left behind, a small plastic band with the word hope on it. And sometimes late at night, he'd ride past the depot, now sealed, empty. He'd pull over, stare into the dark, and whisper, "You're free now." The world would never know what really happened that night. The police would never know who cracked the ring open, who risked their lives to save strangers. They'd never know that the criminals they hunted had done what the law couldn't, and maybe that was how it was meant to be. Because justice doesn't always wear a badge. Sometimes it rides a Harley. This story was brought to you by Dark Evidence, where we uncover the truths the world forgets to see. If you believe justice can come from the shadows, hit that subscribe button and join us in the dark.